Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and whatever part of the earth we're watching from. Welcome to Top and Coffee. Yusuf, with my co-host, which is over there. I don't know why you went to the end with me.
I don't even know who told you to do it. Hello. I know myself. My name is Yusuf and Sani. Welcome to Top and Coffee. Don't worry, I allow you to do this intro. Then next time we see you. Let's go.
So, this is another episode with Chartered Industry Experts, and we brought in two amazing guests that have been building in tech and then have gone with years of experience to share their journey so far. Though we're trying to focus on this talk is with you who wants to build a career in tech and how you can navigate the strides and how you can also grow in tech. And to my this is right, just to my left. Oh, okay. We have Fuzia, who is an experienced design manager, who has been building amazing designs. Or if you see some designs, let's bite on you myself. And after her, we have Ahmed, who is also an experienced designer. Sometimes I don't make him sleep because he must get my stuff scored for me. Yeah. So I'll let them introduce themselves. So I want you guys to introduce yourself, what you do, and yeah, just keep it.
Just correct, Sean. Designer or developer? I know what I want to add. You want to give me a new role? You want to give me a new role? Design? You said designer.
Designer.
You want to use?
Sorry.
No, sorry. He's not paying your salary, so don't worry. It's all good. Right? What point he give you? So talk. Please go about this.
Alright, I'm Fuzia. I'm an experienced design manager at Ashoka Changemakers. And I work majorly in the NGO sectors, basically trying to improve user experiences for people and like us disabilities, accessibility, and try to create like a safe space in the general world.
Yeah, hi everyone. I'm Ahmed the software engineer at MainHeart. Majorly what I actually do is make software more easier. As I usually said, I solve problem people don't know they exist.
Senior software, but not design.
Maybe at least you bring. So, you guys have been building for years now, and you've been doing all these things. There's one question that always strikes some David. Was this the part you actually wanted to do? Like, starting your career, was this actually what has been from day one? I want to be this, to be this. And how has it been? So from where you are, from where you started to where you are.
Okay. No, team is from the very beginning of my career. I would say from SS1, I've always known all this tech, right? I was a tech almost there, right?
Okay, that's good.
Like, interestingly, in SS2 and SS3, I was the only technical student in my school. So I always knew I was going to be in tech, but what I didn't know was the part of tech I was going to be, right? And I wanted to I wanted to be student so much. I wanted to study architecture because I just loved the idea of like beautiful spot coming up with ideas and say it. So I spent the majority of my early age trying to like understand designs, but building designs, not like me. Yeah, and then I eventually studied engineering. And the closest to design when you're in engineering is design. So it made sense that I picked it. But of course, I did not initially thinking I was going to end up as a user experience person. But I always knew I was going to do something in the tech space. Yeah, I was saying, then it's the part.
It's the part that you realize from that's really interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
For me, I would say I actually started as an electrical engineer. I went to technical school too. So electrical engineer, but then when I think during the holidays, right, just like, okay, let me go to computer training as usual instead of staying at home. I met someone that I said to go start putting computer. I met someone that I'm working, engineering, working on motherboards all the time. Then I met someone that said that okay, you can build browser. Like what? Browser. That was it's what's it called? Visual Studio. Yeah, basic. I was like, you can build basic. Yeah, what do you mean you can build browser? Yeah, you can build browser. Then you build browser actually start like I should be around 2015 or so. Yep. Now I want to I love building things myself, and that's why I went to electrical engineering. So because me playing with different stuff, like okay, I can actually build things myself. So that will change my whole electrical wire shaping. It's to okay building. I think I build my own brother to address the school. Then okay, from there, try to build this, try to build that. Yeah, they're like okay, so I can tell computer what to do.
They do it.
Let's do it. Yeah, that's the phone.
So, to you, what do you think growth means? What's your definition of growth?
If for me, growth is basically paid in a different space that you were the previous day. Right. So it's like if yesterday I was able to do this particular thing, then by tomorrow I should be able to add on to it. Right. And it's just making sure that I am not stagnant, Gloria. And I have like a goal that I'm trying to look towards. So I think that's like the easiest definition of which.
How does like for so clear? Like we set it from 1 point and head straight to 20 is where I am. My goal is set is 20 and I should be 0.3. I like that. Like it's so clear.
And the thing is, no matter how lazy you are, just know that you are in a different space tomorrow. So that's mine.
I mean, growth actually, just like what she said, is not something that it's different for everybody. Today you might say that for me, one thing I say as growth is okay, ability to actually learn different things. I mean, when I say learn different things as growth is that okay, today I'm studying how JavaScript works. Tomorrow I'm go. If I'm just in JavaScript, I know JavaScript is very, very wide, or TypeScript, whatever, is very, very wide. But I don't want to just stay in Tana. I want to actually say, okay, I understand how JavaScript works, I understand how Go works, I understand how Rust works and all that. Just going to be staying stagnant or just now. The only thing I can do in software engineering is JavaScript. You can see the Africa ability for you to learn different things and move. Then exactly, but it still has to be your own. Exactly, actually.
So we are talking about growth, and what is one thing you say it's what's one challenge you face and I mean on your the journey? What's the one challenge you see that's fulfilled through such a shape?
One challenge I faced really in design. Do you mean like from the
Your career, your design?
I think one basic challenge I faced is pressure. Like, so I am a stick to one thing kind of person, correct what you said?
Okay.
Like I'm a complete stick to one thing kind of person. Like from the very beginning of my career, I have really focused on NGOs. Right? Because like, understanding because of where I came from. And the space I came from, I knew how important it was for you to give back to society. And then I realized that being in the NGO is just like the way to give back to society, right? Now there were like the first stages of my career where it felt like I'm actually doing the right thing. Because there was a time where there was this wave, there was feedback wave.
Yes.
There was like different waves, right?
Not the waves.
Exactly. Being somebody thank you. Being somebody that is just like really, I have to stick to this thing. I had to like always try to talk myself out of doing this, doing that. Sometimes someone reaches me, oh, like, do you want to compound this with me? And I'm like, oh, I really would, but it's not like you. The part there. But the thing about, this part is that you can stay a very long time here and you see that your growth, in growth, I don't mean like personal growth. I mean like career according to like the industry standard at this particular time. It's kind of low, and you can actually do really better where you like transition to a different path, where you see like an opportunity that's like way better where you transition to different path. But then that's not like the path that I want to myself. I really like the path I am on, and I still want to like consistently build it, right? So I feel like the only issue that I've faced so far in my career, not like the issue, of course I faced like the most prominent issue I faced is like the trying to shun everybody and then always focus on myself and whatever.
So all those glitters.
Yeah,
Was it to just surprise me?
like we're able to
Like you see,
AI prompts.
like they are losing millions.
I'm learning it, but it doesn't mean that I have to transition to it. Right? I'm learning to use it in the field I am in.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So for me, I think the challenge will be, as much as I love to learn different things, yeah, I want to actually really understand behind the scene. When everybody is talking about AI, I hate just going to the keyboard and just prompt and generate this. How do you get to that? What are the behind the scene of everything? And I mean, for teleport that is always moving very fast, especially with AI. Today, you work with this agent. I mean, I have more than how many agents on my own laptop because I want to test everything. But at the end of the day, I want to actually understand how they work behind the scenes. So that has always been challenging. That okay, how do I slow down? So not just like kind of okay, understand. I don't just want to use this product. I want to go behind this thing to understand, okay, this is how this thing is actually being created. This what makes this thing behave like this. This what makes this behave like this. I think that's one of the cases. Another challenge that I'll see, but that's personal thing is, I think that sometimes I overthink futures. So if you tell me A, I'm thinking about, okay, so is he slant? Is he bold? Is he... So sometimes...
If that is making a job, I could have no color instruction. It's kind of like, so now when you just, so even though the future that, although it slowed me down when it comes to building, but now the advantage I have is that, okay, I mostly catch things that a lot of people is because I will have to think about every exactly. So this is actually interesting that we have the two of you here. You face developers that do things out of their context.
Exactly.
Out of your design context.
I've gone through
More that's it.
like I've gone through this stage of research, right? And I've created this design, and you have thought about up these days. And I give you just do it.
Just be saying, wait for the developer.
No stress.
Please tell me I'm coming to come across a design that you have to change.
Definitely.
But I'm thinking, what the heck I eat for it today? Although, I mean, we are all looking from different angles. As a designer, you are thinking of, okay, the user experience. But as the engineer, sometimes behind the scene, I'm thinking, okay, is this thing, if we follow this thing, how secure it is, I mean, what are the other things that will affect?
Yeah, I feel like
They explain this side to
right now, I'm in pop for the past few years, like 3 years. I've transitioned into like UX engineering work, and I've come to realize that there are a lot of things that goes behind the scenes. Of course, maybe like in my career 5 years ago, I might have like created a feature that it's not like secure. But right now, I carry out research, right? And I understand these things. And I'm actually thinking about a lot of things. I'm thinking about revenue. I'm thinking about security. I'm thinking about user experience. I'm trying to make sure that, there's success in this product, right? I control of these things and all of those thoughts. And, come up with this thing. And, of course, I understand you're also like an expert if you when it comes to like future changing, I feel like it's crucial.
Okay, so for me though, I don't work with a lot of design because I'm mostly working from the back end.
Okay.
So I don't really
So you mentioned back end, front end, and design. For some of our audience who are looking into maybe jumping on some of this career, jumping on some of this positions, and it's always coming to be it all: the designer, the developer, the backend developer. What guy will you give them as
Why?
when you all?
I mean,
Why be a job about it? So look at it in this context. I have the product. I own the product, and maybe I just want to quickly have it out.
Yeah.
Right? Do I need to learn the design, engineering, the UI, UX, they come to the back end, learn it, they come to the front end and learn it and just push this thing out? So what will you say? How will you guide me?
I think you should answer.
okay, and at least if you're looking at it from the software angle, right? Depending on what you're building. If you're just building a prototype and now that everything is more easier with AI and all that.
Yeah.
It is a prototype. It's not, when I say prototype, just something you want to validate your idea. Just push it out. Okay, right? But now, if you actually really want to go into the field as an engineer, right? You have to choose, okay, what do you really want to do? If you have knack for, you want to write code and you have knack for design about that, you can stick to the front end. It's what the user sees, it's what the user interacts with. While for the back end, right, it's where the logic, most of the logic, and the worry is a lot of logic that's still in the front end. So before front end guys, I don't come from me, but that's where they're more like, I mean, just like what you said, the boring part. You're thinking a lot more, not just the code. You're thinking about the security. You're thinking about, okay, how when a user says sign up, you're not signing them powered. You're thinking about how fast is our database. A lot of things you're just thinking. That's where most of the logic that makes things I kind of work together as the system thinking and other. That's backend. But if you just want to, you just have knack for, okay, you don't want to write code, or you want just like what she said, right? How we user interact with this thing, what will make it more easier for users to understand something just easy. Then maybe you do it. But going for everything at once, come on.
But to be realistic, right? Especially like in the design space right now, there's this pandemic of, we need somebody that is a designer, that is like a videographer, that's an animator, and all of these things together. So
you don't need perception about design or
yes, like design. You can see like a job slide, job description, and then they're like where you have to do everything.
I mean, that's in Nigeria.
Exactly, that's in Nigeria.
You want to hire front.
Everything.
Like software engineer, you should be able to do front and back end, everything, design, just built to. So.
And it's kind of like a pandemic, and I understand why people will want to learn all of this inside the stage, right? But even if you are thinking of, I want to learn all of these things, be known for one thing, right? It's okay to have, these skills, right? Because, of course, this company will tell you that you have to have these skills 100%. Okay. Right, of course, you have like one that you have 100%, and then you have like an idea of these skills, right? That's like, it's okay to have like an idea of all of this, because sometimes even with your work easier to write, let's say you are a designer, then you want to like put on it automation. It's kind of like easy, so it's okay, but does not mean that we try to just take in everything. Take your time, go with one thing and be known for that thing.
Because I actually believe, I don't think organizations will employ someone and use all those skills 100%. It's just like blotting. It's just an add-on.
It's a Nigerian thing.
It's a Nigerian thing, right?
When you're reading job description, they want you to do like
so that when they call you, they say, okay, you are designer, design this to do this.
For me personally, I feel when it comes to that, there's always a brain form when you are being told to do X, Y, Z and all, because you're not now able to leave the career of a designer. Not like you're leaving the career. So in the situation where on a project you're the designer, you're the UX guy, you're the backend guy, you're the front end guy, you are not really able to remove the cap of being a designer and wear the cap of a backend guy.
That problem. I did.
Like you're not able to remove the cap of no, I'm not because I transitioned from technical to being a product guy. I always have that quarrel with the developer, and they'll be like, okay, Nubi, this is yes, like I remember we have a like you're not the PS.
It's not upset.
Focus on your home. So there's always that this is, so I feel for me just my own personal practice. Jack of all trade is a myth to me. It's better to be a master of one. Yeah. And you're good with that, and people know you for that. Than to say, okay, we can do X, Y, Z, but
if you're coming and you just want to get a job, it's easier for you to just read job description and feel like, okay, front end, mobile, yes, and back end.
Okay, so basically, I know there's this also upside the fact that companies release this kind of extra, but for developers, how do you identify the actual role you should apply? Or now I have linked, and you see, I read front end, but the jobs that are pushing out to me are back end jobs. Or maybe I've learned UX, jobs that are pushing out to me are graphic designers. How do you?
I mean, it's difficult, just to be honest, right? Especially when you're in that position that you just need those jobs. But to be honest, most of the time, I see a lot of front end jobs that I feel like, okay, I still do front end. I know how front end was and all that because of the language and all that. But still, I just focus on, okay, I'll be more happier and more productive if I'm doing anything back-end. If I'm doing anything front-end, it's not that I can't do it, but just say this exactly. I mean, I do a lot.
Design section, I can see.
Yeah, like it's actually deciding, right? But I think it's easier now that I'm a senior, right? It wasn't as easy as maybe when I was praying, because it's like, oh, you're praying and then you're thinking money, and you have like all of these skills together. So somebody's like, oh, you know what, I have like this design contract, you want to do it? Yes.
So from what you learn, saying at that point when you're trying to build your career, you should be ready to take on different
Parts of bloody line.
Okay, so that means that from your own point of view, as you're growing, be open to do multiple things so that it shape how you be owners.
Yes, but go in one direction.
Okay.
Like, just make sure that your growth is focused on one direction. So even if, multiple things are coming, you understand that you still have like a focus point. You still know where you're going to, right? So if for instance I'm taking a graphic design contract, which I talk to most times, but if I'm taking like a graphic design contract, I understand that this is not a me thing. And we're trying to grow in this aspect. I'm just taking it connect.
Okay, at that time I need to clear.
So it's not my growth point, and I understand where I'm going towards.
Which we touch it tables back to if I always say get the skills. You can get it. At this time you need it.
And I think we both said so far, because we're trying to like our audience, we don't want to give too much to the audience so that they're able to comprehend what we've said so far. With the AI hype, I'm going to come that. What's your take on building the AI hype thing? Like how that because with the AI thing roaming around and all, how can someone navigate building a clean career, not an AI based career?
It's just fall back to what happened during this period I think about when I you understand?
Yeah.
So understand that a different level of life there's in hype.
Yes.
That's that happens where what keeps you that's how solid you are, know what you're doing. Right now there's an AI hype, and if you're like, oh, but then but the AI product and all of that, you build your career on that. What if you get AI gets expensive?
It is
like gradually.
It's actually funny. Someone said, I saw a Reddit post that says they're not laying off AI. The AI is not coming. Because of
I
course.
really want to read that. But AI is getting expensive. You get to a point where you cannot afford to use AI.
Yeah.
What now happens? Because it's going to get to a point where like something like the edits that can use AI, because it's getting expensive and it's getting better, right? So the AI hype, I think it's okay to follow the trend because you just want to learn it, but it's not okay to build your career on it. Don't just build your career because like I've seen a lot of courses, learn AI, build your career idea, in this amount of money in it.
For me, it's basic skill.
Yeah.
I mean, it's more like kind of the same thing usually. So it's but the thing is, for developers, and because more of AI focus on its out currently, there's nothing you want to do about it. So the only thing I would just say as a junior or as anybody trying to come into it, try to cry back like actually know with AI, use it but learn the basic. Learn the basic before you use it, and make sure that you're using AI to learn, not for it to solve your problem. So because it's two different things. I can write a code, or I can say that I write a code and I say, oh, what are the mistakes I make in this code base? What are the things that you improve? That's me using AI now to learn to grow. But if I use AI now to generate the code itself, I'm not learning anything.
No, I feel like it also comes back to where people are actually in this space to start with. When people are in this space because of money, so do you have enough time to learn and still like?
You said you should learn the basics.
Yeah.
So the basics guide you.
Exactly. When you understand the basics, right, it's easier for you to even transition to any part of. Let's say, for example, in the software engineer, if you understand how, let me use if in every language it's the same thing. It's just the way you write, but you understand what if statement does.
Yeah.
The syntax and the semantics.
You're not relearning if statement because you are moving from Go to Rust. You already understand. But if you don't understand the basics, you end up like kind of sort of you write a while loop. Feel like, okay, what is it, no while loop? But you'll be generating code all this way. So when you understand, you can't say that, oh, AI it's going nowhere. Just make sure that, okay, you are actually using it as tools for you to learn, not for it to solve your problem. Because to writing the code or understanding the code itself. That's you learn. But if you just leave everything to the AI, like generate e-commerce, send it to your customer, you're not really learning.
So, we're trying to wrap up. What advice you give to somebody who is trying to do the camera in tech, and what advice for somebody who is already in tech?
Someone is trying to be the current tech is understand that it's a long-term game, right? So it's a long-term game. That means you're coming at this year. So just think about like the future, where you want to be future and what the skills that you need to actually, succeed in the future. So you know that you actually then, just like you said, right? Start from the basics and here. Right, so like there's a lot in design you have to learn. If you understand the basics of design and you understand all the basic tools of design, it's like very easy, right? It's very easy to transition into anything with treasure, whether you understand the basics, right? And if you're already in tech, well, I honestly don't know, but it's important for you not to like the current hype of whatever is happening gets to you. Just like, that best for somebody that is coming into tech. You see the same thing, just try to stay grounded, right? Tech is big enough for everybody, and your growth might take longer than somebody else's growth, right? Somebody might take like 5 years to get like their breakout, and then you take just 2 years to get your breakout, or does not mean that you're better than somebody else. Or somebody else is better than you. Just take your time and live, just stay true to whatever you're then eventually your breakout is going to come, and you're going to get whatever you want to get. It's big in nobody.
For me, it is almost the same thing at the end of the day. One major thing, understand why you're actually coming into the tech. That's for anybody call you. Learn dates, understand gates very well. And if you understand it, you can go on and do whatever you want to.
It's like when you come to construction, they tell you when you have on this foundation,
exactly, you can roll up top. And so anyone already in tech at the moment, the code is very, very cheap. Let me put it that way, right? You can get 10,000 lines of code in how many hours now if you want. But one thing I would just say for everybody that already in tech, right? The major thing I think we will need to start looking at as a senior software engineer, principal, the need person is system thinking. You're not thinking your job now. Writing code is not my job. You already understand how to navigate it out because you already have a depth. But now you have to think in system. You have to know how testing actually work with this and actually work with this thing. And that's one thing AI has another kind of. Yeah, AI can spit out 10,000 lines of code right now, but it doesn't mean everything infuse with each other properly. So your job now, basically, you as a senior software engineer, you have to understand system thinking properly. So if you understand system thinking properly, you'll be able to either direct AI to do what you want to do without adding a lot.
We had a video that went out early, and when early returns on our figure, and we had the conversation on that part. So we have votes on that. Okay, there are votes of people. Someone just want to know where that vote is playing. Tea or coffee?
Interesting. Interesting.
One of them is already winning. The vote is already.
No, actually said. Sorry, coffee. Nah, tea, please.
Thank you. I want to give you answer that kind.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
Yes.
Right? Even if I can tell you coffee is, I take tea like 3 times, 4 times a day. But
That's no small. The question is tea or coffee? I want to do campaign now. I already lost 1 vote.
not regret. Okay, fine, tea.
Thank you. Okay, fine. Tea.
If I have to pick, it's a very hard pick. But if I have to pick, it's tea.
Don't worry. The votes are still counting.
Thank you. Coffee can be that stressful day, but yeah, tea
It's always the tea. The tea and it keeps the coffee away, keeps and all. So, okay, guys, this is an interesting talk, and we'll leave part to you in the comment section to tell us your thoughts and all. And what do you think we should talk about next?